But here's an example of a good commercial.
It was the 90s. Bad could mean cool back then. But it was actually just bad.
Oh, so it's got like a back then slang, I guess.
For a
Ah,
good
thank you.
product.
Batman, the video game.
Was a perfect movie tie-in, a rare example when it was done right.
For the Nintendo Entertainment System.
This commercial plays just like a movie trailer, and it is badass.
Let the battle begin.
And I love how Batman picks up his own game.
Yoink.
But perhaps the greatest game teaser that I remember was one that didn't even need to show any clips from the game.
Mario! Mario!
All we had was a bunch of kids chanting Mario,
Oh.
and then we zoom back
Oh.
to see the entire Earth, and all those kids make up the face of Mario.
Ooh, okay, that looks so cool.
Wow.
Was asked.
Mario 3 is coming.
Ooh.
What a statement.
That
But
looks
this
so
isn't just
cool.
a game. This is a global phenomenon. One I'll never forget is that kid with the shrunken head who's playing Dr. Mario with the witch doctor.
Huh?
I called the witch doctor, he told me what to do. He said, ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, chang, chang, wada, wada, bing, bang. That means play Dr. Mario on Game Boy.
That song is so catchy. I hadn't even heard it again till now, and it's already infiltrated my brain all over again.
I beat the witch doctor, and this is what he said. He said, ooh, ee.
This commercial is insane.
It's Mario.
And then he struck my head.
And that final line just nails it. And then he shrunk my head. I feel like as a kid, I just wanted to say that out of context all the time. Like, hey, Ma, I'm going outside to go roller skating at the cul-de-sac with Zach and Cody and Shannon. I'll be right back before dinner, okay? And then he shrunk my head.
No problemo.
Then in this series of commercials, there's this totally radical duo showing off the game Genie.
Game over? No way!
They're like a poor man's version of Wayne and Garth and Bill and Ted all rolled into one.
Excellent! This is Game Genie! Funkaloo! The awesome video game!
Oh my gosh, this is kind of reminds me like a stranger. Not that kid. Guys, it's that one from Netflix. Was it Stranger Things? Stranger Thing? Is that the name? It reminds me of that one because I think their time is like around this. Stranger Things! Stranger Things. Yeah, that one. I think their time is like around this one, right? It really reminds me of that one. Yeah. Yeah, it's the same era, right? Oh my goodness, wow.
Game enhancer for your Nintendo Entertainment System.
Why are they so hopped up? You know, I don't think this
Yes,
is about the game
Studio
Genie.
Genie.
I think they got their hands on something else. Yeah, that Genie gave him a wish, all right. Came in a puff of smoke. Dude, it gets you fucked up, man.
Whoa!
And tell me, why does the TV always have to explode?
Yeah!
Man, there's so much danger in these commercials. Like, you better watch out. These games are so hot, they might destroy your whole fucking house. And if you didn't think the 80s and 90s were that insane, well, ask anyone who's been whisked away to a fiery chasm to play Game Boy against a robot warrior.
Ooh.
Yeah, that shit happened all the time. Totally normal.
Use the revolutionary video link and blow your opponent away. Game Boy, only from Nintendo.
Game Boy dial.
I loved the Super Mario Land commercial, which put Mario into all those black and white movies like Earth vs. the Flying Saucers and The Mummy. But the one that probably stuck out the most to me was the sequel with Wario.
Be me, Wario. I am your master.
When this commercial was on the air, you would probably see it like 10 times a day.
Really?
I think I actually
That
felt
much?
hypnotized.
Obey Wario.
Obey Wario.
I can never get that voice out of my head. Obey Wario.
Wario.
When the Sega Genesis dropped, it was like a whole new world. With their cocky, shit-talking ads, trashing Nintendo, it became
Really?
clear the 16-bit era would be much more competitive.
Oh.
All it took was a catchy hook and some celebrity shots, and it made it feel like the hottest shit. As a kid, I was susceptible enough to think that Michael Jackson was actually endorsing the Sega Genesis.
Wait, it's not?
Nintendo answered with their next console, the Super Nintendo. The marketing wasn't as snarky as Sega's, and typically didn't even address Sega. Instead, they just showed off an impressive library of games.
No, it's not. Really?
Wait a minute, is that Paul Rudd? Yeah, it's Paul Rudd! Man, we had no idea that kid was gonna go places. He's gonna be in Halloween 6. Now, as far as I'm concerned, the Super Nintendo is a much more advanced machine than the Genesis, but that didn't matter. The misinformation campaign was in full swing, and all Sega had to say was, well, guess what? Genesis has blast processing. It didn't matter that it was just a gimmick. Kids believed it, and Sega rubbed it in your face. They actually made you feel bad for not owning a Genesis.
And what if you don't have blast processing?
That's a Super Mario!
And when it was clear they were actually losing...
Wait a minute, so they were beefing each other just like that? Bachi bachi ya, Sega to Nintendo. What? Just like McDonald's versus Burger King. 今のマックとバーガーキングじゃん。Yeah, it's like just like a McDonald's and Burger King. What?
Losing, they went into life support mode by making add-ons like the Sega CD.
Wow!
You still don't have a Sega CD? What are you waiting for, Nintendo to make one?
What's the guy's problem? He makes it sound like you're a total loser for not owning a Sega CD. I mean, what the fuck, man? Just get a Sega CD already, asshole. And Nintendo, I mean, their idea of getting back at Sega was to do shit like this.
Huge Yoshi tricks, all served up with the latest graphic technology.
The fuck?
Super Mario World 2, only on the Super
What
Henya.
does a guy stuffing his face and exploding have to do with Yoshi's Island?
Oh my gosh, yes, right? What the fuck? How the heck that's not gonna make me want to play that game? What the heck, dayo? What the heck? Now, after seeing that commercial, all the kids gonna go, my gosh, I gotta play that game like that? What? I don't know. Ew.
Nothing. Nothing at all. But all hell broke loose when Mortal Kombat came to the home consoles. The kid stands out on the streets, arms raised, and screams Mortal Kombat like his life depends on it.
Mortal Kombat!
It's more than just a scream. It's a call to action, and the streets soon flooded with other kids who heard the call. No longer would the game be confined to the arcades where it was guarded by the quarter hogs. Now, we were taking it back on this day of our Lord, Mortal Monday. That scream was a call of freedom, a call that incited a riot over a video game? The Japanese commercials were even crazier, man. For Zelda Link to the Past, they pulled out all the stops with an elaborate dance and rap.
This is the one we just watched it!
They weren't fucking around. This was the equivalent of a full-scale Broadway production. And seeing a live-action depiction of Ganon is a real treat. Yeah, I can't lie. I wish we had these commercials, because it's pretty awesome. Yeah, all the Famicom Japanese commercials were the ones I wish I could have seen back then.
Ooh, wait, that's
and this
a Japanese
is probably the
commercial
closest
too?
you'll ever see to a live-action version of Street Fighter 2.
Oh, wow. That's a Japanese commercial too?
Nowadays, you've seen enough
Ooh,
cosplays and
kakkoii.
fan films and all that, so it's not very surprising. But back then, seeing these characters in the flesh and blood was pretty mind-blowing.
That looks so
The following
cool.
generation gave us a new wave of whacked-out commercials. Some of the craziest came from the 3DO. The kid is so taken back by its awesomeness that he gets utterly destroyed.
Oh!
Cool.
What the fuck?
I mean, can you think of many ads that shows a kid's head rolling across the floor? And with the 3DO being a new contender in the console arena, they did not hold back at insulting both Nintendo and Sega.
The passive
You
type
took so good
probably
point on
plays
the CN.
Nintendo.
You're working late tonight.
Shit-talking was nothing new, but to see actual abuse being done to the consoles was something else.
If you You're not playing on a 3DO system.
Jeez!
What are you playing with?
Yeah, fuck those kids' toys. 3DO is the real deal.
Wow!
Then the Atari Jaguar came along, and since it had nothing to brag about, they
Damn
hyped
it!
up Doom, which you could play on literally any other console. But they took it to biblical proportions, with a priest delivering a fiery sermon.
Yeah! Rip is here, Dale!
How do you escape?
Imagine going to church and the priest is ranting about Doom. That would be my kind of church. One of the better Atari Jaguar games was Alien vs. Predator, and it also happens to be one of the scariest commercials.
You might not want to play it alone.
Ha, look at the kid's face. Give him some glasses and he looks like you know who. What the fuck? Oh, there's nothing like it. The alien is brushing him with his dead mom's arm.
That's a dead
That is messed up.
Oh my gosh.
On that note, here's an ad for the FM Towns computer in Japan.
That's a computer? Huh?
What's going on here? What? Why is there a creepy face? It's like you blink and you almost miss it.
What?
I would pause it, but I don't even want to pause it.
Is it a witch?
What the fuck, man? Why? Just why?
What?
It's safe to
Why?
say they don't make them like they used to. This retro period was an isolated time when commercials were off the wall and batshit insane. But afterwards, nothing weird ever happened. I would say by the time they got to PS3, they wouldn't do anything like that, would they?
Hey, you gotta explain that. I wasn't even born that time, so I have no idea. You can't ask me, Dayo. I have no idea what was going on. I wasn't even in this world. What the frick is this? If somebody tell me this is a commercial for the new Death Stranding, like 2 or something, I will believe it. I will believe it. If someone tell me this is a commercial for the Death Stranding 2, I will believe it, Dale. Play Beyond.
What the fuck?
What the heck was that?